Born on February 8, 1944 in Brazil, Sebasiao Salgado was a social photojournalist and documentary photographer that loved nature and was sensitive to the social economic conditions that impacted humans. He started as an economist and has a master's in economics from the University of São Paulo in Brazil. Salgado traveled to Africa often on missions of the World Bank as an economist for the International Coffee Organization, where he started to take photography more seriously. This led to him switching careers in 1973. Since then, he has traveled to over 120 countries for his photographic projects. He is also a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador and an honorary member of the Academy of Arts and Sciences in the United States. His photography is in black and white, which he is known for, is incredibly crisp in style, and he is known for making his work feel dramatic. He is dedicated to the documentation of human suffering around the world. Let's look at two photographs. The first one is from the Serra Pelada gold mine series in 1986. The second one is from the project Genesis that was from 2004 to 2012 and lasted about 8 years. I selected these two images from these two different projects specifically because they brilliantly broadcast issues that are prevalent and will still be prevalent for years to come. Not just these images, but all of Salgado's photographs are warnings using black and white to exemplify how important these issues are. Salgado's The Serra Pelada gold mine series brought more awareness to the humanitarian issue the Amazonian people were facing during 1986, where miners were going there for gold mining and valued precious metals over human life. The photograph illustrates that with the earthiness and details how organic it was. It looks almost posed, but he wants the audience to see the hard work these people were doing and show it through the muscles and lines of the legs in the image. Salgado's Genesis brought more awareness to the beautiful creatures on Earth and how they may cease to exist with climate change. The project took about 8 years to complete as he traveled the world. The photograph shows two beautiful southern elephant seal calves on South Georgia, an island in the South Atlantic, beckoning before a colony of king penguins. The intensity of the photograph is shown with the beckoning of the seal calves. It looks like they're almost yelping or crying for help. Both of these photographs scream, "Help me!" and show desperation, even though they are photographs of animals and legs. These were two completely different photographs by him, yet they both convey the same message. Humans need to do better. One can really see the humanitarianism in both works and are compelling for all ages as well. Salgado brilliantly was able to get his message across with these images. Salgado is inspiration for more social photojournalists and documentary photographers. Reporting major humanitarian crises around the world is becoming more and more common and incredibly relevant every single day. Works are taken and shared to the public as a warning to bring awareness to global and humanitarian situations that need to be addressed, but many may not get as much attention from normal day-to-day press. Salgado's overture is sparking discussion with his works, an effort to create or add to dialogue on important issues globally. We can see this with Salgado's The Serra Pelada gold mine. The photograph expresses that people will do anything for benefit, even if it means exploiting them. And we can also see this with Salgado's Genesis project. He is saying Let's fix this before it gets too late. And let's not allow for these photographs to be history in extinction context. The purpose behind his works is to promote preservation. So, what's the historical impact behind Salgado's works? Well, at the time of his career switch, a lot of humanitarian events occurred, such as the United States ending involvement in Vietnam War, OPEC oil increased by 200%, Alaska oil pipeline bill passed to allow construction of pipelines to access oil, the Yom Kippur War, and the oil embargo, among many others. So, with this information around the time that he switched over to photography, it's really no surprise that he felt compelled to begin taking his compassionate humanitarian work just a little bit more seriously with a career switch. In the late 70s, the state of Para in Amazon region experienced wildcat mining activities after gold was discovered in the area. This attracted thousands of miners from around the world, which led to a territory of conflicts, social economic vulnerability, and power struggles. So, what is the significance of Salgado's work? The significance of his work is to show, or in other words, red tag, global issues and bring the common person aware of them. He is so passionate about the work that he spends years traveling and capturing the perfect photographs for one single project. By doing this type of photojournalism, he is shining a spotlight on big issues like global warming and humanitarian rights. Why is Salgado significant? The artist is significant because he is considered to be one of the best photographers of his time, and one can only see why. He presents the quote-unquote shock factor through his lens. We know that photographs can be manipulated, but when they are as relevant and as detailed as Salgado's, it feels organic. He makes the viewers feel compassion, shock, guilt, sadness, and somewhat remorseful for what humans have done and continue to do. He is documenting all of these significant events through his lens. But how does he contribute to our understanding and appreciation of the photography field? He contributes by showing in present day how to invoke mood to an image by making it in black and white. This makes the image more crisp looking, it makes it more dramatic, one might even say. He invokes thought and promotes change as a response or call to action. All of those feelings create motivation to do something about what is going on a global level. He makes one appreciate the lengths an artist can go to get their point across. Considering that Salgado would go to Antarctica, from the Amazon rainforest, to getting himself into some risky situations with people he doesn't know to capture these images and relay it to common people like us. It's truly incredible and makes you appreciate what photographers do and what extent they can go to capture the perfect shot. To make people feel something about said topic, that is something that's a skill and a talent. All of those feelings create motivation to do something about what's going on. This creates a much better understanding of the importance of photography as a whole, not just photojournalism and documentary photography. So, when you're going to your next museum with photographs in it, go ahead and look for Sebasiao Salgado. a humanitarian, and someone who stood for change, someone who wants people to know what's going on Earth, with nature, with our fellow humans, and is able to manipulate through his lens how you feel about